Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Meffan, for those of you that are maybe new here. Obviously, hey, and welcome back to those of you that are here all the time. Please make sure you subscribe for weekly yoga videos and weekly chats just like this one. So I put out a request on my Instagram to see what you guys really wanted me to chat about this week, and it was so much of it was about my skincare routine. So morning routine, evening routine. And the reason I've never really filmed this is because I've never really thought it was interesting enough, because if I'm honest, I have quite a basic skincare routine. I don't put on loads and loads of products. I'm very, very, very lucky. Throughout my whole life, I've had very good skin. I'm gonna kind of like come zoom myself in. I'm gonna come like hello. But just so you can kind of see the skin, I've got a very small amount of makeup on at the moment. So, and this is pretty much how it is. I get the odd breakout. Oh, I'm getting a bit warm. I get the odd breakout of spots, usually on my chin, sometimes around like this side of my forehead, but that's a lot to do with sometimes if I'm like eating a lot of chocolate, maybe when it's the time of the month, and also just if I'm a little bit stressed. But at the moment, I've been really lucky to be traveling quite a lot. So the sun, as much as I wear really high protection, the sun and the vitamin D has done wonders for my skin, and it's, you know, it was really dry in the UK before that because it was so cold here and my skin was a bit flaky. So where I've been able to be in the sunshine, it has given it a little bit of a lease of life. So anyway, I'm going to chat you through some of the products that I'm using at the moment. Towards the end of last year, when I made some lifestyle changes, I made some changes within my skincare routine. I wanted to move away from brands that weren't cruelty free, and to be honest, if I'm totally honest, I actually did think some of the brands that I was using were cruelty free, and sadly they weren't. So I'm still in a little bit of a transition phase. There's one product in particular that I'm sort of still looking for the cruelty free version of. So hopefully that might be something that you guys can help me with. But anyway, let's get started. And I'm gonna go through kind of what I do in the evening and then what I do in the morning. Okay, so I don't always wear makeup. This is probably the most amount of makeup I wear, especially when I'm just at home, and this is for filming. I wear mascara as little as possible just because it's just effort really, isn't it? I mean, I know it looks lovely, but I think because I work from home, I don't necessarily feel like I always need to be kind of putting loads of makeup on, and I just like my skin to feel as fresh as possible. Even so, I will then, in the evenings, I will usually use one of these Nils Yard organic face wipes. Now, I know that face wipes aren't great for the environment, and this is something that I am making an effort to transition towards. I actually just have the rest of this and then another packet. And then once I'm done with those, I'm going to start maybe using like a muslin cloth or something like that, and that then I can wash, and hope that that's kind of, you know, trying to do a little bit of my bit for the environment. That made no sense, but you know what I mean. I just splash my face with water as well. So I normally take my makeup off with this if I'm wearing it. I then just splash my face with water. When I use like a facial wash or like a cleanser, it's this, which is the Nils Yard Rejuvenating Frankincense Facial Wash. But if I'm honest, I don't use it every single day. And I think as well, part of the reason why I shied away from talking about my skincare routine is that people would think that I just don't do enough. But this has really worked for me. I literally just use water, and then every so often I use the facial wash, but I give my face, you know, a good scrub, I promise. And then when I'm in bed at night, I always use an oil. So the only time maybe I don't use an oil is if I'm really, really hot and my skin is already kind of a little bit moist and a little bit tacky, then I don't want to kind of add more to it. And I don't use an oil when I have bad spots as well, because doesn't really seem to work well with that. The two that I'm using at the moment, and also like I use different oils. There's a really great one from the Body Shop, which is part of their Oils of Life range, but I've run out of that. So these are the ones I'm wearing at the moment. This is, can you see this? Is it gonna focus? Hello there. Okay, so this is by Sarah, and it's the organic facial oil. And literally all of why I love this is all of the ingredients are on the front. So this literally has in it sweet almond, apricot, pumpkin pumpkin seed, argan, evening primrose, and vitamin E. And that's all that has. The other one I use is this Votary one. I think you say Votary. And it's a super seed facial oil. This smells really like very earthy. When I put this on, Rob's like, you got that oil on again. Whereas the other Body Shop one I use smells really, really nice. It's a bit more fragrant. But yeah, so I sleep with a facial oil, and that's kind of what keeps my skin feeling nice and rejuvenated and kind of like nice and plump. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do in the evenings. One thing I'll add in is especially when I've been in London, so normally on a Tuesday or a Wednesday after my day in London, I do a face mask, and this, where is it? This is my absolute favorite. Can you see this here? Come on, there we go. This is the Body Shop Himalayan Charcoal Purifying Glow Mask. I have their little brush as well. I just put it on, I leave it for about 10 minutes. This is what it looks like inside. It's like mud. I honestly, I really love this, and when I've used this, my skin just feels so much softer and smoother afterwards. And I've been using this one for probably about a year and a half now, once a week, and I love it. Really, really like that, so I recommend that a lot. Okay, so moving to morning and daytime. The moisturiser I will normally use in the morning, and this is because it's been winter, this is quite a thick moisturiser. Again, it's this Neal's Yard Frankincense Intense. Can you see this here? Come on, come on. There you go. The Frankincense Intense Lift Cream. It's quite thick. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. There you go. Oh my God, I feel like such a beauty blogger putting cream on the back of my hand. Look at me go. Anyway, we digress. It's quite, I wouldn't say that this is the best moisturiser to use if you are in a rush and you need to like jump out of the shower, put on your moisturiser, and then throw on your makeup. This needs a little bit of time to sink in. And to be honest, I haven't kind of found that happy medium. I used to use one from Origins, but sadly due to the animal testing, I'm not using them anymore. So I've moved away and I'm using this at the moment. The other cream I use is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I've got 2 of these little pots, and these are really, really handy to kind of put in my bag, especially when it's been so cold. I find that around here gets quite dry, and weirdly this little section here seems to be dry at the moment, and I can just pat it on. It's really thick. I'll show you. You see that? Gone. There we go. And it just gives you a little bit of hydration. I really, really like this, and a lot of people I know swear by this magic cream, and I think it's really, really nice. The other thing I use, and I normally use this as a base when I'm going out, is the Body Shop Skin Defense. So this is SPF 50. I will always use an SPF on my face. I cannot stress enough how much SPF is so important, especially on our face. The skin is so thin, and it's really important, especially if someone like me that travels a lot, but also just when it's not sunny, it doesn't mean that there aren't UV rays. So this is something that's really important all year round. And this is actually, I think this is an anti-pollution one as well, which is really, really great. So those of you in London, Skin Defense by the Body Shop is really good. And it's quite thin as well, so it soaks in quite quickly. You can put your moisturiser on top, your makeup on top. The only other thing that I really would love some help with would be I used to have an SPF by Origins, and it was part of their ginseng collection, and it was like a what do you call it? Words, cat, come on. Tinted moisturiser, but it was SPF 50. And it just, on the days where I didn't want to wear makeup, it was great because it just gave you kind of like this all over glow, and it was SPF. It wasn't super thick, and I loved it. But again, like I say, it's a brand that, however much their product might be lovely, I just don't believe in the ethos of testing on animals, so I'm moving away from them. So if anyone knows of a cruelty-free, really, really good tinted moisturiser that's also an SPF, I realise this might be a big ask, then please do comment below and let me know. But yeah, so that's it, really. They're the products that I use. I'm not Like I say, I'm really not into loads and loads of things. I actually feel like that's quite a lot. I mean, I used to literally just use a face wipe and the same moisturiser, morning, evening, and that was it. Whereas I'm slowly learning that in the evening my skin can take something a little bit thicker like an oil, and in the morning I can kind of work with other things, and then also introducing SPF because it's so important. So yeah. That's my skin routine. I hope that you guys found that interesting. Please do comment below if you have any recommendations for me. I would love to give them a go. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you, hair in my face, again soon. Bye bye.